What's up, guys? I think to be back around for another video. And if you guys have noticed, if you've seen my last video called the Game Theory Reaction, I should have been a better title on that. Yeah, I probably should have. I might change it, but anyways, last video I did on this video, the Doki Doki Scariest Monsters Hiding in Plain Sight theory on the game, and today I'm gonna be doing the second part of that series, which is Don't Trust Yuri, or Doki Doki Decoded. That'll be interesting. So yeah, make sure to check out MapHead, aka Game Theorist. He makes great videos. Make sure to check out his GT Live playthrough as well, and check out my last video of me reacting to his theory, and maybe go watch it yourself. And as well as watch, and also make sure to subscribe to him and subscribe to me, and hit that like button if you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed the B Squad. So. Anyway, I raced this last one, so I guess we're gonna keep going. Yeah. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, by the way, this is gonna be it's over 15 minutes, and you guys should know by now my limit is 15 minutes for normal videos, not for live streams, but for normal videos. So to watch this entire thing, I'll have to this will be cut a bit. I won't be able to watch the entire thing. So yeah, let's get right into it.
Just Monica. 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 Just Monica.
So right where we left off.
So last time we began covering the creepy hidden mystery of...
You should not have deleted me, Monica. I am still here, and it still won't render me. Long time.
Okay.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to
Okay,
Game
then.
Theory, and my apologies for any technical difficulties we may be having during this series.
No kidding.
One of this theory, we start to unearth a horror game hidden underneath the cute facade that is Doki Doki Literature Club. We found a letter hidden in plain sight alluding to human experiments and cults, all topics that appear in Yuri's book, The Portrait of Markov, a book that just so happens to have a mysterious eye on the cover. This all led me to concoct a theory that the 4 girls from the club are actually characters from another game. A horror game, in fact, being produced by Team Salvato. And that this is the reason that Monica turned sentient in Doki Doki. Her AI isn't meant to be contained in a mere visual novel game. But today is where things really start to go off the rails as we dive deeper into the Portrait of Markov mystery and cover the game within this game that's itself hiding a third game. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you thought Monica was bad, well then, you should start getting really scared of Yuri. As you'll know if you finish the game, the character files in the game's directory play a huge role in the plot. Monica manipulates and deletes them one by one in her quest to make you love her, and ultimately you have to delete Monica's file in order to reach the game's true ending. But there's more in these files than just character information. Each of them is a puzzle in and of themselves, left in the game to be solved by the fans. And 2 fans of DDLC in particular stepped up to the challenge. Reddit users MitHost and WarChamp7 dug deep into these files and uncovered their secrets, posting their findings to the R Visual Novels subreddit, and the lore bits they uncovered broke the Portrait of Markov mystery wide open. So the character files on your computer start as .chr files, which isn't a real file format that programs can recognize, but that doesn't mean you can't open them. If you use a text editor like Notepad, you can absolutely see what's inside, and that's exactly what they did, with the text inside each file giving them clues as to what they should be doing next. Something about this visual novel makes me go through puberty. Yuri's file was the easiest to crack. It started as a bunch of random letters and numbers. But that pile of letter vomit was actually text encoded in base 64. It's an encoding technique that converts binary data into text, specifically ASCII text, the same stuff that Bob built his army using a few years ago on YouTube. That may sound like it's really hard to decode, but all you have to do is copy it and paste it into a base 64 decoder, like this one right here. Here, when you decrypt Yuri's file, you'll see that it's actually a short story, a creepypasta which the game's director Dan Salvato confirmed that he wrote over 2 years ago and just stuck in the game as an Easter egg. It's a spooky story to be sure, but it seems to be just that, an Easter egg, a red herring. It is nothing compared to everything else hidden in these other character files. Natsuki's file came next, which, when opened in a text editor, gave the clue that this should be opened as a PNG file. Changing the extension resulted in this odd discolored image. But for anyone who's had some experience playing around with Photoshop,
Looks like
this
a bunch of
color scheme may
snakes.
remind you of what happens when you invert the colors on a picture. It
Medusa
produces those
on
signature
steroids.
rays. So reversing that inversion, the picture suddenly starts to look like a real picture. And not just any sort of picture, a face. Rotate the image and wrap that texture around a 3D cone, then look at the cone from above, and it turns into an image of a mysterious blonde woman with whited out eyes. This woman doesn't resemble any of the other characters in the game, or anyone talked about by him. So perhaps then she's a character from the other game being developed by Team Salvato. Maybe it's Alyssa, the girl suffering the strange illness
Could
that
be.
we heard mentioned in the letter found in the last episode. Monica's character file, when converted into a PNG, turns out to be an image of a ring with a square of black and white static in the middle. But that's not just any static, it's a QR code, was what I initially thought. But no, it's actually way more complicated than that. And huge compliments to the guys on Reddit for solving this one. It's actually binary, computer language. It's a bunch of ones and zeros, where one number is represented by the color black and the other number is represented by the color white. So what Midhost did was to take those black and white pixels and convert them line by line into strings
So
of
it must be a
binary.
pain to
That
do.
binary sequence into alphanumeric text using an online converter, which resulted in yet another pile of letters and numbers. But these should be starting to look a bit more familiar, right? It's more base 64 code, which, when converted, reveals a note that really starts to bring all this together.
Can you hear me? Who are you? I can't see you. I know you're there. Yeah, you can definitely hear me. You've been watching for a while now, right? I guess I should introduce myself or something. My name is... Actually, that's stupid. You obviously already know my name. Sorry. Anyway, I'm guessing if you were able to put a stop to this, you would have done it by now. I mean, I know you're not like evil or anything, because you've already helped me so much. I really should thank you for that. For everything you've done. You're really like a friend to me. So, thank you. So much. I think more than anything else, I really don't want it all to be for nothing. Everyone else is dead. Maybe you already know that. I'm sure you do, actually. But it doesn't have to be that way, right? Well, there's a lot of stuff I don't understand. I don't even know if it's possible for me to understand it. But I know that this isn't my only story. I can see that now, really clearly. And I think everyone else had that same kind of experience. Some kind of deja vu. It's the third eye, right? Anyway, I could be totally wrong about this, but I really think you might be able to do something. I think you might be able to go back, however you want to put it, to go back and tell them what's going to happen. If they know ahead of time, then they should be able to avoid it. They should. If they remember their time with me in the other worlds, they should remember what I tell them. Yeah, I really think this might be possible, but it's up to you. I'm sorry for always being so, never mind. I know that's wrong. This is my story. It's time to be an epic hero. Both of us. 2018!
Wow, that is a lot to unpack, so let's get to it. First,
It's
it seems
storming
pretty
over
clear
my
that this
house
was
right now.
written by Monica, as evidenced
Oh,
by
that's
the
hard.
"You've been watching me for a while now, and you already know my name" lines. It also seems to be written after Doki Doki's true ending, where she destroys the game. Notice how she comments that there's something you as a player can't stop, something that's killed everyone else, which is why she destroyed the game in the first place. But now come the bizarre parts. She says that she's experienced some sort of deja vu and that this isn't her only story, supporting the idea that she's coming from somewhere else, perhaps, once again, a different game. And it's not just her either, it's all four of them. Quote, everyone else has had the same kind of experience. What's most exciting though is her suggesting that perhaps we as the player can, quote, go back and tell them what's going to happen. If they know ahead of time, they should be able to avoid it. Meaning that we're going to be tasked with trying to jog their memories, or that in this new game there'll be some sort of Easter egg calling back to the events of Doki Doki. Quote, if they remember their time with me in other worlds. Other worlds, like other games that these characters have been used in. That maybe we can do something in these other games to warn the girls and prevent Doki Doki from ever happening in the
Lots of
first
images.
place. And the conclusion is pretty much the most blatant. Team Salvato has another game coming in 2018, and in this game, Monica isn't the villain. She's the hero. Of everything
That'll be a nice
else,
change.
one reference in particular really stands out, blaming this deja vu on what she calls the third eye. And it's not just Monica either. This third eye.
Why the images?
Literature Club. During Act 2, you're always given 2 regular poems. Once the game starts to break, the first poem that Netsuki gives you is a string of random letters and numbers, which at this point we're old pros at decoding. Using Base 64, the text reveals a creepy hidden poem titled Open Your Third Eye, which describes the narrator taking pleasure in stabbing someone to death.
Jesus
The second
Christ,
poem
not
that
that.
gives you seems, at first glance, to be a huge block of random words. But hidden in plain sight at the end of it is another ominous passage that describes a compulsive stabbing and concludes
Stop!
by saying, quote, the lust continues to linger through my veins. An ache in my muscles stems from unreleased tension experienced by my entire body. Her third eye is drawing me closer. That's 3 characters now who've brought up this third eye. The same eye that happens to be described on the cover of the portrait of Markov. And remember what Yuri said about the plot of the book last
is that?
episode. All the people trapped in the human experiments at the religious camp have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. That trait is undeniably the third eye. All of this points to Team Salvato's new game being about human experimentation, researching a psychic phenomenon that invokes uncontrollable bloodlust in the people exposed to it. Which brings us to the last piece of the puzzle, Sayori's character file, which is by far
God,
the
what
trickiest
is
to
it?
decipher. In order to unlock its secrets, you need to convert it into an OGG audio file, which sounds like a lot of random noise at first. But when you open that audio in a visualizer program and then apply a spectrograph to that
It's QR code.
visualization, you reveal a QR code that, when scanned, takes you to the website projectlibitina.com.
It's a website?
To work just to reach a page of plain text, but the information contained within that text is eye-opening. Third eye-opening, that is. The page is an examination report dated January 5th, 2004, which describes
2004?
horrifying experiments being performed on a 3-year-old psychic.
That's a
girl
year after I was
first named
born.
Libitina. Her last name is left blank. Another blank name appears at the bottom of the page. Another subject who was terminated earlier. Based on the context of the redacted poem we covered last episode, it's my guess that this girl is Alyssa. Even the number of letters in Alyssa match the number of redacted letters in the name. That's far from the only parallel to the portrait of Markov that we see.
So
here,
Alyssa's
though. And note
dead.
that the head doctor at the bottom
But
of the
how did
page
she
reads,
fit into certain
"You are
characters?
choosing to avoid the measures necessary to prevent a repeat scenario, Doctor. Will you not have as much faith in your personnel as you do in your god?" End quote. Yuri says that the book is set in a religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison, which lines up pretty well with this mysterious doctor's reported devotion to a god of some kind, and the redacted poem's allusion to joining this mysterious family. Judging from the various notes on this webpage, the tests performed on the 3-year-old were all about activating Libitina's third eye, that lust for blood, which proved successful, but then, based on the failed test results, Libitina is then unable to suppress. But not only are we getting more and more clues as to the next game Team Salvato is working on, we're actually seeing exactly how our favorite clubmates are going to fit into the story, because I am confident 3-year-old Libitina grows up to be one of the 4 girls we see in Doki Doki Literature Club. And what's more, I can prove exactly which one it is. Libitina is a 3-year-old, and her height and weight are both average for her age, so there's not much to go on there. But if we look a bit further down the page, we see a list of noted behaviors that the researchers say should be ignored in future examinations. Twitching, vocal tics, biting, epiphoria, vomiting, screaming, harm to examiner, harm to self, misplaced laughter. There's one character who we see display almost all of these traits during Doki Doki Literature Club, particularly in that second act, Yuri. Once the game bugs out, Yuri's dialogue becomes the most erratic. We repeatedly see her eyes twitching when she talks to us, she screams a fair bit, laughs erratically at a few points, and that bit about self-harm? Hell, I don't think I need to explain.
Yeah, pretty obvious there.
These aren't the only clues that we have to go on. There are 2 more things that absolutely confirm that
Yeah, we don't need to listen to that. Anyway, guys, make sure you hit that button and subscribe. This is it for that video because I'm running out of time here. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure and be squad. I'll see you guys next episode. Then be out.